Today we're going to just build a quickie little project. We're going to do a holder for darts for the dartboard. And I've got two nice pieces of lumber here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drill holes so that we can have the darts setting on here. And then we're going to pocket out a little hole in the middle where we can put the extra tips. I've already taken one side and squared it up. I'm going to go over to the table saw and get these to the exact same size for both of them. And then we'll go to the miter saw and we will cut off the ends. And then we'll go into Aspire or Vcarve Pro, draw up the program, drill the holes, pocket the center, and we should have a nice looking little dart holder. So that's what we're going to do for today. Okay, so now we're going to cut off the rough end. And this is the smaller of the two, so I'll get this adjusted. And that should do it right there. Let me set up my table saw. And okay, here we go. Okay, so now we have our two boards the same size. Now we just got to go cut them off this way on the miter saw. Okay, I want to do a quick demo for you. We're going to be cutting our boards that we set up for the dartboard, but I wanted to show you how we finally solved the dust collection problems with the miter saw. I've got this hooked into my Oneida supercell, and I had to modify the hose because there's two hoses that come out of the back of the Makita miter saw, and I've got those both connected going to a 2-inch line, and then I have a 4-inch coming into the compartment behind, and that completely, I'd say 99% of all the dust is sucked through the hose. And then whatever little pieces are there, I can lift that 4-inch coupling out of the hole, take the hose and just spray, and all the dust is gone. But we have very, very little dust, and you'll see that right here. So let's just start by turning it on. As you can see, no dust, very, very little. And so now I'm going to go ahead, and this is going to be my piece here. This will be my short one. I'm going to set this up. I'll cut it off here, turn that back on. And as you can see, there's literally no dust there. Few specks. That's just stuff that, you can't suck every last piece. but that's about as clean as you're going to get on a miter saw setup. So now we've got our boards cut. Now we're going to go into Vcarve or Spire. We're going to set up the program to drill the holes and hollow out the center. So let's go do that. The tray for the darts is quite a simple little project. We're going to show you how to draw it up. This is right here. This is the top view, the holes we drilled, and we're going to drill tapered holes, which is kind of new. And then this is a 1 inch deep hole in the center. That's going to be a little spot to hold all the tips for the darts. So a nice easy project. And then on the back side, let's go take a look at that. We're going to look at the bottom, and I've got these holes, and these are going down about 1/8 of an inch, and a felt pad goes into each one, so when this is sitting on the counter it doesn't mar it. And then I just put a little text on the bottom that I'm going to Vcarve. You know, if you build it, they will come 2022. And we're going to show you how easy it was to put all this together. So let's go ahead and close this. We're going to close. And we're not going to save it because we already have it. So we're going to create a new. And the new one is going to be 11.594 wide, and the height is 4.4482, and the thickness is 1.752. Our 0 position's on top, and our datum is in the center. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start on the bottom, and we will go ahead and now let's do the top first. We'll do the top first. And so the first thing we got to do is we got to put our little square in the center. And we want this with a rounded radius. We want that radius to be about 1/2 inch. And we'll start right here in the center and pull it out. And there's our thing. And we're going to make this 2 by 2. And then we're going to go ahead and close that out. We're going to click on this and we're going to center it. And so we got that portion. And now we're going to have to draw where our holes are going to be. So we're going to pull down from the top. You just pull the left mouse click, and we're going to pull that down about, I'd say, about 1 inch and about 1 inch and 2.5 there. 2.5 eighths, 3/8. 1, 2, 3/8, and then we'll pull another one down here, 1 inch and 3/8. So we have those, and then we're going to come in on the left side. We're going to kind of center these like here. We'll put that on 2. We're going to do this one about probably about right there, 4 3/8. Okay, and that one's on 2. So we'll come over here and put this one on 2, and we'll put this one on 4 and 3. There you go. So now we have this. So I could have just done it all on one side, but now we're going to go, and our holes are 0.25, and we're going to go in there and we're going to make our radius 0.25, create, and now we're going to move that. We're going to close this. Where's our arrow? Okay.
Okay, so we want to select this, and we're going to move it on this first dot. Now we're going to hold down the control key, and we're going to move this to the center. And, oh, I held the shift key. Okay, control key. And we're going to do one more. Control. And bring that one down here. And now what we can do is we're going to come over here. We'll select all three. And we're going to mirror it. We're going to flip it horizontally and create a mirrored copy. And then we have them all right there. And then I'm going to go here and pick all three. I'm going to go ahead and hit the control key. And we're going to bring those over to here. And now I can flip that horizontal. And so now we have all the holes we need to drill our 12 holes and to cut out the center. And so we've got our side one. We're going to come up here and select everything. And I'm going to go ahead and move to layer, new layer, and we're going to call that top side. And say OK. And now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to hide that. And now we're going to go work on the bottom layer, the back side. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get rid of all these lines. I think I can just actually create new grid, delete guide. I know I can get rid of all the guides. Let's see, review, guidelines, delete all guides. Okay, so all the guides are gone. So first thing we want to do, we have a 1.25 inch circle, or I'm sorry, that's 1 inch circle. And it's going to be 1 inch. And we'll create it. And then we're going to move it. Oh, I just made a second one. So close. Let's get rid of this one. Delete it. Select this one. And I'm going to move this one right about there. So, and we want 4 of these. So I'm going to select this. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go and I'm close. We're going to be flipping. And I'm going to flip horizontally about the center. And we got the one on that side. So now I'm going to select both of these and we're going to flip vertically. So now we have our 4 spots. And then we're going to put some text in the middle. And we're going to come over here. And we're going to type, let's see what. Let's see if I can find the one I want here. Oh, here it is, Morosa. Okay, we got it. So we're going to type, if you build it they will come. "2022. Okay, so now that looks just a little bit big in there, so we're going to lower that size. We're going to make the width about 9 inches. That's looking better already. And let's make it just a little bit smaller than that. 8. And then we're going to close, center it. Okay, so now we got our drawings for both the top and the bottom. So then we can come over here and we're going to select these and these, and we're going to pocket those out. We're going to use a 1/4 inch end mill. Select, and we'll get that one out and remove it. So we got a 1/4 inch end mill. We're going to calculate. Whoop. Okay, let me go back there. We want our depth. Oh yeah, no, we don't want it to be 1 inch. We want that to be 0.125. Now calculate and preview. And that's exactly what we wanted. Just enough that we can put those pads in there where they're down, kind of countersunk, helps them hold on when they're glued in, and plus it gives it a lower profile. So then, and we can go to our next one, close that. The next thing we're going to do is select our text. We're going to Vcarve. And we are going to, let's see, that's our, we're on laser cut and fill. We don't want that. So let's close. We want a Vcarve. There we go. And we want the depth to be 0.2. And the start depth is 0. And we're using a 90-degree V-bit. Actually, yeah, 90-degree V-bit we're going to use on that. So select. And we're going to calculate. And let's preview that. That's looking good. So now we got that part done. So now let's close the top side. I mean the bottom side. Oh, that's right. We just did the bottom. Now we got to do the top. Where's my top? Okay. So we did that part. Let's go back. Oh, there we go. So now we got that there. We're going to come over here. Now, we want these because we're doing darts, and the darts are tapered. And I found that, let's go over here, and what we're going to drill these with, we're going to do a drill, but we want a tapered hole. So I did an experiment, and I tried. And we need to make these approximately 1 inch. So we're going to start at 0. The tool we're using is one of our tapered ball nose, and it's the 46-280 tapered ball nose. And that's one of those real long, small end ball noses. And it just so happens that it pretty much mimics the tip of the dart. We're going to select that. And we want to retract above the cutting start drift, retract above the height, let's see here, retract gap. We're going to make that about maybe 0.2. And we're going to calculate. And let's reset our preview. And it's going up and down in a pecking mode. Let's go back over here and see. Yeah, we're using pecking drilling. So what it does, it'll retract above the height of above starting. That clears out. Yeah, so the next thing we got to do, we're going to cut this hole and hose this out. And we're going to do a pocket. And we're going to do this 1 inch deep. Start depth is on top. We're going to remove that one. We're going to use a 1/2 inch ball nose. That'll give us a little rounded on the bottom. Select. And calculate. And preview selected. And there you go. And this is where we're going to put all our extra tips. The darts will be sitting up in here. And we would go and save them all. And then we would go into the CNC and we'll go ahead and do the job. And you'll see how it all carved out. Okay, so we're ready to try this out and see if it works. Well, that worked quite well. So now we'll move on to hollowing out the center. Okay, now we're ready to pocket out the center. We've zeroed out the bits, and let's see how that goes. I think, yeah, I'm going to put the dust collection on for this one, just because that is going to make a little bit more of a mess.
Okay, we're all set to go. Let's pocket this out. Okay, so far, everything is working out. Did a nice job. So now I've got I think I might put a bevel on the edge, and I might actually V-carve a name in here. So I'm going to work on that in the next few minutes, and we'll decide whether or not we're going to do that. And that's going to make one nice dartboard holder. Okay, for those that haven't seen this before, it's a pretty simple way of attaching your work to your CNC bed. Quite a few videos out there on it. I've had one out there. So I'll just go ahead and show you. Basically, we're putting down some regular cheap painter's tape. Make sure it's down. And then I'm going to put some on the front side, because I'm going to be doing some work on the back here. Put that there. There. And I'm getting on the piece. Okay. So I've got that on there now. And so now, what we want to do, we're going to take some of the CA glue, put that on there. We're going to spray. And I've got 2 pins in here that I know are good, so that'll line me up. Push that down. And we are good to CNC. It's that quick, that easy. I haven't had one break loose yet. I probably shouldn't say that, because that'll be the time it does. So now we're going to work on the bottom. I'm going to cut out a couple holes for some pads, and then I'm going to go ahead and just put a little engraving on the back side. Okay, I've got these little pads I'm putting on the bottom, but I'm going to recess it so they're not sticking way up. And so we're ready to cut those. Okay, so you see all these little fuzzies on the end? That's because I used an upcut bit, and I should have used a downcut bit. So I just made my work a little harder. I mean, no big deal. Why make more work for yourself? And the reason I did those is so that these will fit down inside, and it keeps them on there. They're glued, but then they're not sticking up as far either. And those are going to work out perfectly. So the only thing I got left to do is some V carving in the middle. Okay, now we're just having a little fun. I'm going to carve in there. If you build it, they will come. We're ready to get started. There it is, and built the holes to hold those little pads so they're recessed so they're not sticking up as high. That'll be the bottom. Okay, so I decided I wanted to put some print on the face. I've got it taped down, but being that it's so tall and thin, I added a couple 4x4s on each side just for stability, and now it's rock solid. So we're getting ready to V-carve that, and we'll see how that comes out. And I do believe I got everything set. I do. Well, let's V-carve. Well, that came out about as perfect as that could come out. And I will show that to you here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So now we just got to finish them. So this was a fun little project. Now we just got to finish them. I've already sanded them. So we'll put the finish on them and then we will be done. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, as that does help our channel. Also, there's a couple other videos up there that you can click on. And I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you again later. Thank you.